Okay, it is Tuesday, April 28th, and we are going to work some more on this idea of estimating and multiplying decimals. Um, I have all confidence that you are rock stars at it by now, so today should be just solidifying some of those ideas that we worked on yesterday. I want to talk about this first part first, the chart that's talking about the different ways that we can write numbers. The number form, when you're just writing the digits, that's called standard form. Okay, so they give us the standard form right here. Now, we want to be able to put that into fraction form. So we see here by looking at where the decimal is that 5 is the whole number. So I'm going to put 5 as the whole number and then scoot over to write my fraction. Now this is the fraction part. 297, and it's going to be over, that's how I'm going to do my fraction bar like I did before, 1,000, because it's 297 thousandths. Okay, remember a 0 for every digit. So 5 and 297 thousandths. Now we're going to write just that in word form. Okay, I'm going to lower my things so I have room. Okay, so we're going to write 5 and 297 thousandths with a THS. Okay, this is the only place where there's an and. Don't put 297 thousandths. Put 5 and 297 thousandths. Now, expanded form, remember we are breaking up the number. So 5 is just a whole number, so that's the place it's in. It's in the ones place, so we're going to start with 5. Plus, now we have to keep the 2 in the place where it is in relationship to the decimal. So we're going to write decimal 2, which is 2/10, plus 9 hundredths. So we keep the 9 in its place, plus, and we keep the 7 in its place, 7 thousandths. We're just showing where it is in the number. Okay. Now, all we do here with the expanded form with multiplication, look at the example up here. We are showing what the digit would be. So we take the digit out, okay, and we multiply it by what it needs to be multiplied to go in its correct place in the number. So, for example, 5, because it's in the ones place, all we have to do is say 5 times 1 plus, and we need another parentheses, the next digit in our number is 2. So we're going to pull the 2 out. 2 times, and what place was it in? The tenths. So we're going to say times 1/10 plus. What's our next digit? 9 times, and what place is it in? The hundredths. So we're going to multiply it times 100ths. Plus, we're going to take the next digit, which is 7, times, and what place is it in? The thousandths place. So we're going to multiply it times a 1,000ths. And that is just breaking down the number even more. It's showing you that there are 7 1,000ths. There are 9 100ths. There are 2 1/10ths. And there are 5 ones in this number. Okay? It's not meant to confuse. It's meant to break down the number so that you see everything it's made of. All right. Now, that's the only one we're going to do like that today. The rest of this page is estimating the numbers and then practicing the multiplication, which is what we did yesterday. I'm going to remind you. Remember, you multiply like normal, and then when you are finished, you count how many numbers are behind decimals, okay? And then that's how many need to be behind decimals in your answer. Okay? So look at number 5. First, we're going to estimate the product. So 2.8 is closest to 3. 4.1 is closest to 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. That's how we're going to estimate the product. Now, we just multiply. So 1 times 8 is 8. 1 times 2 is 2. Then we're going to go to the next row, and we need to put a 0. 4 times 8 is 32. We put our 2. We carry our 3 over here. 4 times 2 is 8. Plus 3 is 11. Now we're going to add 8, 4, and then bring down the 1 and the 1. Now, 2 reasons. One, I know that my number is supposed to be close to 12, so I know that I'm going to put my decimal here. The other way to figure it out is 1, 2 numbers are behind decimals. 1, 2 numbers need to be behind a decimal there. Okay, that's all we're doing today. So you estimate and then you multiply and figure out where your decimal goes. Okay, now the one thing I need to show you is what to do with zeros when you don't have enough places in your answer. So I'm going to let you work these out, which I think you can on your own with your regular multiplication. And then we are going to go down to the bottom. This should be fine. 3 times 7 is 21. We carry that 2, and that's just going to come down because there's a 0 there. 2 numbers behind a decimal, so it goes there. Okay. Now, let's do this one. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 4 is 9. And then there needs to be one number behind a decimal, which is going to go there. So if I were to rewrite that number, 9.0 is actually equal to just 9. Okay, and I think that's really all you need. The rest, you can do just normal multiplication. On one like this, remember you do not have to do a row of multiplying by 0. Just multiply by the 9 and finish up. And then 1, 2, 3 numbers need to be behind your decimal. 1, 2, 3 numbers need to be behind a decimal in your answer. Now look at this one. How many numbers need to be behind a decimal here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So make sure you move over 4 places to put your decimal. Okay, now on the back, you have 4 word problems that are all using multiplication. So you're going to be practicing the same multiplication we did on the front. Make sure this one needs to be answered in money. And you're going to need to answer in money on this one. So make sure that your answer is in money. Okay. I'm going to have you skip these 2 for now. 21 and 22 you can skip. And then 23 through 26 are what we did yesterday, but I'm going to show you the difference in these 2, okay? So 23 is what we did yesterday, 3/10 of 5/10. So we highlight the 5/10 first. We're going to color 5 of those rows. And then we go the other way and highlight 3 of those rows and then figure out what's overlapped. So 3 times 5 is 15, and the decimal would go there. Now, here's the difference. Why do I have 3 grids on this one? Because it's 4/10 of 3, and that's a whole number 3. So it's not a part of a part, it's a part of a whole number. So that means that I am going to color in 4/10 on this one. I'm going to color in 4/10 on this one, and I need to color in 4/10 on this one, okay? Which would be 3 times 4 is 12, but in this answer, there's only one number behind a decimal. So it's not going to be 12/10, it's going to be 1, or it's not going to be 12/100, it's going to be 1 and 2/10. So if I added up all these, I would see that I had 10 rows colored in plus 2 extra ones. So that would make 1 whole plus 2/10 left over. All right, now this one is done the same way as this one is. So you're going to color in your 9 boxes. Wait, no, you're going to do your 3 first because it's 9/10 of, excuse me, 3/10. So you're going to color in your 3, and then you're going to go the other way and color in your 9, which would go all the way down there. There's my coloring in. Okay. Then whatever overlaps would be the 27. There's 2 numbers behind a decimal, so that would mean that it would be 27/100. But on this one, this is 3/10 times 3. That means I need 3 3/10. Okay, so that would be 3 times 3, which is 9, but there's one number behind a decimal, so it would be 9/10. Okay, so do you understand how those are different? These are different from this side because this is taking a decimal of a decimal, so a fraction of a fraction, a part of a part. This is taking a part of a whole. Okay, now you have some more multiplication down here at the bottom, the same as what you were used to on the front. Shouldn't be any other problems. Make sure that when you go to this second number that you always put your 0 on that second row. Okay, that you always put that 0 on that second row. Because we have a lot of problems here that we did not do together, I want you to look at the comments below, and I want you to pick a number that someone hasn't answered. So I want you to say number 7, and I want you to give us the answer, okay? I want you to say number 10. If someone picks 7, then you pick number 10. If someone picked number 10, then you pick number 11. Okay, so pick a number that someone has not chosen and give us the answer for that number from the page. Okay, and I'll be checking your answers. And remember, email me, call me, put a question down below if you have any questions or need any help. I hope you're doing well with this. Have a good day.